Welcome to Food and Loathing, coming to you from sunny, warm Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, if you're tired of the snow, Vegas has you covered, and trust me, we could actually use a few more tourists these days. I am your host, Al Mancini. I'm joined this week by Nevada's OG beer and beverage writer, Bob Barnes. He's sitting in for the traveling Gemini Stevens. We also, I think, are going to have Andrew Morgan of Happy Hour Vegas on hand. He says he's coming by to do a live happy hour report. So if you hear the doorbell ring or my dog barking, that's probably because Andrew has arrived, but we're going to try to sneak him in quietly, pretend this is a professional-ass thing that we do here. Is that what you're hearing, Bob? Bob says it always sounds like I'm smoking weed. Bob Barnes. Bob, say hi, Bob.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to give a quick aside about Andrew. I emailed him earlier this week saying you're the king of happy hour in Vegas, and he said just don't associate me with any royalty in England.
Yes, he has not been named. Unlike some royalty, he has not been named in the Epstein files.
And I didn't get it at first. It took me like a minute.
Yeah, man. Well, Andrew is the king of happy hours, and he will be here hopefully talking happy hours. If not, we got plenty of other shit to do. What else do we have? We have our super producer, Rich Johnson. He's in our Seattle studios. Bob thinks it sounds like I'm smoking a joint every time he hears me take a breath on the podcast.
On the
right?
last 2 weeks, it sounds like that. So neither one of us are smoking joints right now. But
is it sounding like we are? Okay, we're not. We're not smoking joints. I'm more of an edibles guy, and I don't do that when I have to talk in public because it's not a good thing. There you go. There was a nice inhale. Anyway, so look, it's me, it's Bob, it's hopefully going to be Andrew shortly. It sounds like a big old sausage fest. Have no fear. We do have two female voices, at least in this episode. There's Danny White of Yukon Pizza, who told me all about Slice Out Hunger's Pizza Tailgate, returning to 3rd Street this year. We have at least one woman in the 12-interview Vegas Unstripped montage I have at the center of this show. Oh yeah, and Gemini recorded a little message about Chefs for Kids, and you're going to hear that in the news. So have no fear. It's not just going to be all people with wieners talking today. What else we got in our? I'm so not amusing Bob. I'm looking at Bob. He's like, dude, just stop with the jokes, man.
I don't like talking about wieners.
You don't like wiener conversation? Okay, we'll skip that. Our other interviews this week: Red Rock's Joe Yalda has all the details on the upcoming Taste of Station event coming to that resort. Downtown Grand's chef Nicholas Beasley has info on the barbecue competition he's organizing. And of course, when you have Bob Barnes in the house, you must ask him for the latest beer and beverage news. So I'm hoping he has that. He always does.
I do.
Yeah. You got a rundown of what you're doing at foodandloathing.com or .vegas for everybody as well?
I do.
You do?
I'm very prepared.
Okay, man. Well, Bob's got all sorts of shit. I got all sorts of shit. First up, nobody eats like a Vegas food or beverage writer, and we'd like to keep you up to date on where we've been chowing down. I'm going to start with Bob. So, Bob, any really good meals you want to tell us about?
Yes. I have several. We'll see how many I can fit in. But most recently was Carson Kitchen, which was Kerry Simon's last restaurant that he opened. It was cool that they still have 8 original dishes that Kerry created, including bacon jam with Havarti, and things that we really enjoyed. We like the tempura green beans, cocoa espresso crusted New York strip with red wine demi. And this was cool. A secret Sunday chicken, which is Corey Harwell. He's the owner, co-founder of Carson Kitchen and Butcher and Thief. And he created this as a version of Chick-fil-A because he was from the South and he loved Chick-fil-A. And Brandon, the GM, told me an interesting story that Corey almost got to have the first Chick-fil-A here, but they weren't interested at the time.
Chick-fil-A. People love the chicken. People don't always love the politics, right? Is that Chick-fil-A, man? I'm like, people get so excited over that chicken. I grew up in in South Jersey, and we had one Chick-fil-A. It wasn't like a popular, well-known brand, but we had one out at the mall. And I'm talking about like back in the fucking 1980s, man, and nobody gave a shit about it. I mean, nobody was like, oh my God, this is the greatest chicken sandwich in the world. Now we're like, yeah, if we have to go to the Echelon Mall, I guess there's a Chick-fil-A we can eat at. And nobody was worried about their politics. It was nothing. And then suddenly I turn around one day and people are like in love with Chick-fil-A.
Well, I'm not really into Chick-fil-A, but I had a couple of times and it was just okay. But
Corey
Harwell's version is great. And one last thing about Carson, they have a swear jar. And at first I thought, oh, if you swear, you have to put in money. But no, it's actually you can donate to the swear jar, and that money, when the jar is full, the general manager Brendan cracks it open and he divides all that money to the line cooks and dishwasher. So I've never seen that before. I thought that was a really cool thing to do.
Very cool. Yeah, I think all of Kerry's restaurants used to have swear jars, if I remember correctly. But I think that was probably because, in those days there was a lot of cursing in that kitchen.
Well, he put it a great way. He said, yeah, you're going to curse because the food is so good. You have to swear.
That's right. It's so fucking good at Carson Kitchen. Carson Kitchen is just a classic Las Vegas restaurant. One of the probably the first destination dinner restaurant in the Fremont East area, really.
Well, to me, it's like fine dining in a casual atmosphere with not a fine dining price tag.
Yeah, it's everything that Carrie Simon represented, which was taking fine dining quality and applying it to comfort food and making it fun and jeans and a t-shirt crowd,
Yep.
Where else you been, Bob?
I just found this new place called Rustic House. There's 3 locations. It's non-smoking, family-friendly. It's not a bar with poker machines, more as it's a restaurant with poker machines. Has a relaxed, mellow vibe, comfortable seating, reasonably priced upscale food. And I like to compare it to Cheers. People that are old enough to remember Cheers, it was a place where everybody knows your name. And something that's really cool is when you are seated, your server puts a cocktail napkin in front of you with their name on it. So you're at least going to know your server's name.
You know who you're talking to. So you know their name, definitely.
Yeah.
Very Cheers. Where's it located?
There's one. The one I went to is in Silverado Ranch. In the Target Center was at Silverado Ranch in Eastern. I think they have one in the north. Summerlin area, and I think there's one on.
That's cool.
Another one.
That's cool.
I can't remember.
We can look them up, man. So, what's the vibe? What's the place all about?
It was cool. That one of the best things I've had. I've been there twice now in 1 week. Mm-hmm. I liked it so much. The Philly fries, they're like poutine, but an upscale version with a huge amount of shaved ribeye on top and a cheese sauce with onions and mushrooms. And they got tons of specials with half-off steaks all day Sunday, twice daily happy hour, $30 steak and king crab on one day, $25 steak and lobster on another day. And they have 10 local beers.
Wow. Okay, first of all, so you're saying they'll do steak and lobster for $25 in the year 2026?
Yes, and
Did you have it?
I had the steak and crab special for $30. It was a damn good steak.
Yeah,
it was as good as any steak I've had in a while.
Okay, so. And how big about how much crabs they put on that?
It's 9-ounce crab, and it's already open for you, so you don't have to dig through the damn shells. So it's easy to get the meat out.
Very cool. What kind of crabs? I'm assuming king crabs?
King crab.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, well, that's interesting. I mean, that's a deal, right? But I love to tell people about the deals in this town because there are deals. And I'm sorry, if you can get a fucking surf and turf for $25 in this day and age, with a lobster tail or whatever they're going to put on it, or get for $30 with the king crab, man. I mean, that's unreal.
Well, they have great deals every day of the week, and the happy hour is awesome too.
Okay, I'll have to check them out, man. Thanks for the heads up. One more? You got time for one, maybe two?
Sure.
At least one?
I got at least one.
Okay.
I went to Evil Pie recently. I had a friend in from Phoenix, my good buddy Trevor, and he's been a fan of Evel Knievel since he was a kid. So I told him, you got to go to this place. So we went there, and the place is a museum of Evil Knievel, but they're really just as well known for their pizza, really good pizza. And they also have an expanded local beer menu now with 13 local beers. They have this current thing called Don't Fear the Reaper Challenge. But
I
I,
saw that, man. You got to eat like what?
yeah,
Like
you have to eat like 3 slices in 10 minutes, and you have to sign a waiver. I'm not going to do something where I have to sign a waiver to do it.
no, man, no. I think the only time I ever signed a waiver was when somebody let me ride a supercar, and I was like, sure, if I crash it, I'll pay the $1 million because I wanted to drive it. But no, I don't sign waivers. I'm going to trust you're not going to kill me. If I'm coming into your restaurant. Here's the deal. Attention restaurant owners. I should not have to sign something saying it's okay for me to die in your restaurant. So no, man, I don't do fucking eating challenges. I don't do super spicy. Everybody knows me. Did you try the Reaper pizza?
No, I really love hot and spicy, but I don't like something that's so hot and spicy that it gives me pain to eat it. That's not enjoyable to me, but otherwise I'll eat hot stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But what I did have, I like that they have traditional pizzas, but they have some non-traditional, which are cool. And I always love white pizzas. So I had a white chicken ranch with buffalo sauce and onion, and I also had a gang green, which is has a basil pesto on it.
Cool. Yeah, they do. I would say, I want to hear your thoughts, but I would say they do probably one of the better New York City street style pizza slices in all of Las Vegas at Evil Pie.
They're very, very good, and it's a cool vibe in there. So.
Very punk rock, very Evil Knievel.
Yeah.
Right at the heart of Fremont East. I mean, if you're doing anything cool in Fremont East, if that's what your vibe is, the Fremont East scene, you're going to walk past it a couple times a night, man. So when you get hungry, just pop in there. It's an affordable bite. We love Evil Pie. Sometimes they have music there. I'm hoping with the weather changing, they might have some music in there.
They got that nice patio in the back. So it would be perfect for that.
Yeah.
But they mainly do slices. They'll do a whole huge pie. But the slices are pretty good size. I mean, it'd be. I don't think I can. I have a healthy appetite, but I couldn't eat more than 2 slices.
No, I don't think I usually eat more than 1 slice when I'm there, but that's usually because I just grab it in the middle of the afternoon. I know I'm still going to have to eat dinner or whatever, But yeah, they're solid slices. I really love Evil Pie. Samantha Bandy, I think, is still GMing over there, and she's fantastic.
Yes.
She just sent me back her Neon Feast survey. And
nice.
Of course, a lot of them were within her company, right? Like people always do that. They recommend places that they work for. But she recommended a couple of places that I have never been, and I'm really excited about checking out. So anyway, hands down, Evil Pie kicks ass.
Awesome.
Man.
Oh, and last thing about Evil Pie, I have a little tip for free parking.
Okay.
If you're old enough like I am, you can park for free in El Cortez's parking garage.
El Cortez has like a senior free parking?
Yeah, I don't know how old you have to be, but I'm kind of offended they never asked me for ID.
Yeah. Where do you have to show? Like it's in the garage or the valet?
It's on 7th Street, right before you get to Fremont.
Okay.
If you're coming from the north, and just pop in there and off you go.
I used to valet at El Cortez all the time. The guys knew me. This was back when Fremont East was just starting to get off the ground, and that was my normal parking spot. But now it's really rough to get that.
It's hard to find free parking anywhere downtown.
Yeah. Okay, Bob, you got time for one more. Hit me.
Okay. Went to Smoked Barbecue.
SMKD Barbecue.
Smoked Meat and Killer Drinks, it stands for.
Yeah, I've got a report on them as well, so this is a perfect segue. So did you dine in when you were there?
I did, and I got to talk with Alex Resnick and also Gene Samuel, the GM.
Yeah.
And it's like he's a fine dining chef, and now he's doing barbecue. Well, he's also doing fine dining again too, which
over at the
we can mention that I'm going there next week. But anyway, they have a smoker that they fire up real early in the morning, like 6 a.m., sometimes even 5, and that thing just cooks all day long throughout the day. So they have the usual barbecue stuff, but Alex mentioned that they have some healthy food, and I never thought of barbecue places being healthy in any way, but he gave me some examples. They have several plant-based things like beets.
Mm-hmm.
Where have you ever seen beets as a side at a barbecue place.
I've had smoked beets a couple times in my life, and regular listeners know I hate beets. They're one of my absolute least favorite fucking things, and I don't like the earthiness combined with the sugar in sweet root vegetables. Long, boring thing about me. But when you smoke beets, all of the flavors that I really don't like get really muted in a beet. And smoked beets are probably, if I had to eat beets, that's the way I want to eat them.
Well, they had some other plant-based things. They had cauliflower, carrots, and 3 different salads. And another side I like was mac and cheese topped with chopped pretzel pieces, adding an element of crunch. So all in all, a really good barbecue place real close to my house, but I'm really looking forward to checking out
the Hayworth. Hayworth, yeah.
Which I'm going to next week.
Yeah, Sue and I were over there with some friends the other night. We tried a little bit of everything, and the Hayworth, really nice. We really enjoyed that. We also, and I'll just get into mine, I'll go out of order here. Sue and I just had some SMKD barbecue delivered. And I got to tell you.
Delivered way out here? That's a long delivery.
Yeah, it's funny. I know all their publicists are listening to this right now, right? So it was a weird thing. Like, I would keep trying to go to SMKD barbecue. Like, I wouldn't call in advance necessarily. I just want to go over, and then I'd get there and they'd be like, no, man, we're kind of out. Gene's like, no, I don't want to give you anything. It's not. And then I'd call and I'd say, hey, I'm going to go over this day. And they'd say, no, oh my God, Alex is out of town. He doesn't want you to go over. So, I'm not a prima donna. I guess I am. I don't know. I try not to be a fucking prima donna at this job. I know every publicist listening to this just spit their water out or whatever they're drinking when I said I wasn't a prima donna. But I was sort of like, what the fuck? When am I going to get to go over there? So, they kind of, I guess, caught on that I was being a little bitch. And they said, how about we just send you over some barbecue during a Vegas Golden Knights game? Right.
Sounds great to be Al Mancini sometimes.
It is. Well, dude, but what I'm saying is I kept offering to go to them and they kept telling me not to go the day that I wanted to go. So it's not like I demanded people come to me, but yeah, I'm just a dick. That's what it boils down to. But I really liked it, man. We had a sandwich. We had the pastrami, which was really good. Did you get to have any pastrami?
I believe I did.
Really good, man.
It's funny. I remember the sides more than I did the barbecue, but everything was great.
What are your favorite sides? Again, that mac and cheese and the beets?
Yeah, those two.
Yeah, those are definitely cool. We had some creamed corn that was really good. Of course, we did ribs, we did brisket, we did chicken with that kind of greeny sauce on it that he puts on it. Everything we had was really good. They sent over some banana pudding.
Oh, I had that. That was excellent.
Yeah, I am a sucker for banana pudding. I would put this up there. It's not the absolute best, and if anyone gives a shit why I think it could be better, you could have some hard Nilla wafers in there. Mm-hmm. The ones that are in there have kind of gotten a little soggy, and I just like a little bit of a snap to a Nilla wafer at the bottom, so I would almost sprinkle a Nilla, but they don't care what I think. But anyway, it was fucking good. We liked it. Thank you guys so much for bringing it over here. And also, did you have their homemade Snickers bar?
Yes.
That was the richest fucking thing I've ever eaten in my life.
Again, something else you wouldn't expect in a barbecue place to have fantastic dessert. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that thing was so rich. Like, I'd take one bite and I'm like, I can't have another bite of this. This is just, it was just amazing. It took me, I think, 3 days to finish that. It sat in my refrigerator and I'd take a bite of it every day. I was not throwing it the fuck away, but it was so fucking heavy. And I was stoned on at least one of those nights and I still didn't finish it. Right. So yeah, man, SMKD barbecue, they totally rock. And I'm glad that both of us got to go there this past week.
Yes. I want to go back, but it's kind of like, we now have 2 barbecue places in town that are from chefs that were excellent, well-known TV star fine dining chefs. I'm talking about Soul Belly
Barbecue in the Arts District. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm really rooting for Alex out in Henderson. No offense to people who live in Henderson. I know you do, Bob, but you guys don't have a track record for supporting good restaurants out there.
That's true. They come and go a lot.
Yeah. So I hope that both of Alex's restaurants get some support out there. We should tell people SMKD Barbecue's in the old Bell barbecue spot, right?
Yes, at Sunridge Heights in Eastern.
Cool. And then the Hayworth is in the old 138 Degrees.
Yeah, that's at Stephanie and Horizon Ridge.
And that's Bob. He knows Henderson. Where else? That was one of the few things I wanted to tell you about. Oh, Butcher and Thief. You know, this works because you were just talking about Carson Kitchen. So I went to Butcher and Thief, the other restaurant by the exact same team. Of course, the same people that were behind Carson Kitchen. We went over there with my friends Leanne and John, two people whose opinions I respect quite a bit. They're also people who never hesitate to provide a pretty blunt, honest reaction to what you're eating. So I like eating with them. I know like they're not going to pull any punches. And I believe we all kind of loved it. I mean, I'm not going to go on the record for speaking for other people, but nobody was complaining about anything the time I was there, man. I mean, we had so much fun. We did shrimp cocktail. We did those cheesesteak egg rolls, which are phenomenal at Butcher and Thief. Hamachi crudo.
Oh, can I jump in? You know what's cool about those egg rolls? They take the scraps of the different steaks that would normally be thrown away, and they put that in the egg rolls.
Yeah, and they're so good. They don't taste like some fucking cheesesteak egg roll that somebody got from Cisco or, you know, what. And by the way, I got nothing against Cisco, but you know what I mean? Like, this is stuff they made, and they're solid, and they're gourmet.
You're eating a fine cut of meat inside that egg roll.
Inside that egg roll, right. What else we could do? Let me just run through some other things that I've had. We did the hamachi crudo. We did the peanut butter bacon. We did the chowder, probably about half the sides. We did about 3 of the entrees. Enjoyed absolutely everything. I'm going to say that the hamachi ponzu and chili pepper was a little heavy on the dressing for my personal taste. And regular listeners know that I prefer a more gentle treatment on raw fish. You know, not everyone is me. Some of you don't like it gentle. Some of you like it rough. But I mean, some of you appreciate aggressive seasoning, and I'm sure they'll like it. Standouts for me at Butcher and Thief, and this again is in the Bend over in the southwest part of town. Everyone really, really enjoyed the steak. Much has been made about the fact that they keep the prices lower by using the highest quality choice meat they can find instead of spending out for prime. And then they spend a lot of time on it with sous vide and with, you know, everything. So I got to tell you, it's a combination that works and it keeps the prices down. We also all love the Chicago style clam chowder, which combines red and white broth and then substitutes sausage for bacon. Corey told me about that one on this podcast, and I was hesitant when he described it. And then I saw it on the menu, and I'm going, I don't know, man. Do we really want red and white clam chowder mixed together with sausage? I didn't think I was going to like it. I always order the things I don't think I'm going to like so that I can, you know, not just assume. And it was fucking great. I love that chowder.
I like how Corey's not afraid to take risks and try things that nobody else is trying.
Yeah, and actually there's a story behind that chowder is that when Kerry Simon and Scott Simon went out to Chicago with Corey to open up a restaurant in, I think, the Hard Rock Hotel that was in Chicago at the time. They wanted to do a chowder, and they figured that as a nod to Chicago, this would be their Chicago style chowder. And it may not look on the menu like something that you think you want to eat, but you do want to eat it. So go get that when you're there.
Well, speaking of Scott Simon, they brought him over from Carson Kitchen. He was at Carson Kitchen for like 9 years or something. So he's the exact.
Yeah, he's Butcher and Thief, Kerry's brother. Yes, absolutely. Great guy, by the way. I love Scott Simon. What else? A double cup pork chop with apple butter glaze. I ate that on the air when we were broadcasting from there, when we were recording the podcast there. I had it again, and it was just fucking phenomenal. I really liked it. Everyone at my table was really impressed with the cabbage steak. I'm not sure any of us would order it as our entree because we're big old carnivores. And
what is a cabbage steak?
It's just a nice big thick cut of cabbage, and yeah, it's good, man. It's really good, but it's meant to be a cabbage entree.
How does it hold together if it's cabbage?
I could show you a picture of it, but I don't know. It's weird. You got to try it. It's really hard for me to figure out a way to describe it, but it's just like, just imagine you cut a big piece of cabbage and then, you know, you just cut the whole head in half and then you slice a big giant thick slice out of one of the sides. And I don't know, they season the fuck out of it, and I don't know how they cook it, and it comes out and it's like a steak, and it's really, really, really good, but I'm not a vegan, and I'm going to eat something that came from an animal if I'm in a steakhouse, most likely.
Yet another example of Corey Harwell doing something nobody else would think to do, like peanut butter bacon.
Yeah. Exactly.
Did you have that?
The peanut butter bacon, Corey gets mad at me. I say he claims I don't like it. I like it. I think it's a good dish, but I just really like that Newski bacon by itself, and I don't think you need. Now, Sue liked it a lot, and she's not a big peanut person, and everybody at our table really, really loved it. I like it, but man, I just like that bacon. I like Newski's bacon. I don't think you need to do anything else to it. So that would be about all that I would jump in there with. That's about it for me. Coming up, we have Andrew Morgan's Happy Hour report and the news. But first, and in the news, Bob's going to have beverage news for us. So that's really, really important. But first, I dropped by a photo shoot for Vegas Unstripped and tried to interview as many people as I could before I had to leave for my next appointment. I already wrote up a couple of stories for both foodandloathing.vegas and LasVegasAdvisor.com. Right after this break, you'll hear clips from a dozen of those chefs. Trim it down to about 17 minutes so it doesn't bore people, but when you get like 12 people in a room, you want to talk to all of them, and I like to use it all. They're kind enough to speak to me. So that is coming up right up after the break. This is Food and Loathing. So let's talk Unstripped. Man, I spoke to so many people at the Unstripped photo shoot. So let's start off with some chefs explaining why they love this event. Of course, this thing has evolved over the years, going from an alley behind Esther's Kitchen to the streets of the Arts District to the pool at the Palms. Chef John Church of Johnny C's Catering has seen it all.
Yeah, it just, upward growth and getting bigger and bigger every year with local support, and it's always great to see how the chefs, we all know each other, but don't ever get to see each other except for this time of year, so it's fun. Yeah, I love that part. Yeah.
It started out in an alley in the Arts District, moved to the streets of the Arts District, and then eventually progressed to the Palms poolside. Yeah. How do you feel about doing it in a casino setup?
That's cool. I mean, you need the big area plus the Palms. I consider that to be a local casino.
When this began, I feel like it was because off-strip chefs felt like they weren't getting enough attention. They weren't getting enough locally. They weren't getting enough nationally. Things have changed. How do you see the evolution of the entire off-strip scene? Because to me, it's the coolest thing happening in Vegas right now.
Yeah, not only Vegas, but in the nation. Everything is like flipped, everybody's searching out into the neighborhoods to do things, and it's pretty awesome to see. Yeah.
Well, thanks for your time. Actually, can you give me a hint of what you might be making?
I have no idea yet, but I'm actually working with a lot of local farms, and so it'll be something veg forward.
Barbo M's Sean O'Hara has participated in a few of these as well.
This will be my third Unstripped. It's always a super fun event. It's a little challenging when the gates open and like 1,000 people come at you, but it's always a lot of fun, and it's great to see the Las Vegas culinary community come together.
In the 3 years since you've been doing it, have you seen an evolution?
Absolutely. Going from downtown to the Palms was a major change in a good way, I think. Kind of just brought it a little more into adult territory, a little more grown up.
And I think a lot of people, they say, oh, man, I loved it when I was on the streets. I loved it when it was this. But honestly, when I go to the Palms, I have an easier time getting around. I have an easier time sampling things. So explain to people from a chef's point of view why taking it to a casino really makes the whole thing run more smoothly.
Well, from a kitchen standpoint, I mean, just the resources that the Palms helps us with is night and day better than when it was downtown. So we have access to their equipment and their walk-ins, and it just makes the entire experience a lot more seamless.
Cool. And I guess I've got to ask, what are you going to be cooking? I mean, Barbo M is one of the newer restaurants that's going to be at this event, but I know you're not technically allowed to make something that's normally on your menu. So what do you got in mind?
So I just want to kind of showcase some of the techniques that we're using here, but in a different way. I'm going to be doing a foie gras terrine with black olives and lychee, which sounds like a wild pairing, and it kind of is, but it's this dish that I remember is on the menu at John George, where I worked like 15 years ago, and I've always really loved that flavor pairing. So just something a little out of the box, but also showcase some French technique.
Dylan Jacobs, who currently runs the back of the house at Esther's Kitchen, has been participating in these since the very first Unstripped.
I remember helping James in the very first Unstripped event It's the pressure, feeling the pressure of a lot of eyes on you being for the event is something that I am familiar with, and I'm hoping to rise to the occasion for it.
What's it like for you as a chef and as a member of this community to be celebrating off-strip dining, especially at the phase it is right now, which is so much further from when this event started?
Absolutely. You know, it's been amazing to see the growth that we've had over the last several years, because obviously when we first started Unstripped, the community was much more smaller and close-knit, but it was really a lot of camaraderie in it. And it's nice to see that camaraderie stay at a similar level, but just as the scene grows, and being able to support and show love to each other is an amazing thing.
So you're not allowed to make anything on your normal menu. What are you thinking about making this time?
You know, I'm still kind of mulling it over, but I do want to kind of make a shout out to, I've been trying to kind of call back to more Sri Lankan moods, more for like our offsite events and things like that. I have one dish on the menu that does a little bit of Sri Lankan grandma cooking that she taught me how to do it. So I am still kind of finalizing the idea of what I have in my head, but I want to call more to that side of my culinary skills as opposed to like kind of being in the pocket with Esther's stuff that you may have seen or done before, you know?
And I chatted with Chef Yuri Szerzewski, who opened the French fine dining restaurant Partage in Chinatown when that neighborhood was primarily Asian restaurants. So he has seen this festival grow alongside with the growing off-strip restaurant scene it represents.
For me, coming from outside, I'm not born and raised Vegas, and not even born and raised USA. So now I am half American, half French. And I am proud of bringing some French culinary to live off-strip. Of course, we had those big names on the strip, Robuchon, Guy Savoy, they are a big deal. But now it's our turn to shine off-strip a little bit. And being the kind of the only French off-strip building this brand, I'm pretty proud of it, yes.
What's it like getting together with all these other chefs and a hectic day around a pool? You're all running around like crazy, but you're all there together as a community. How's that feel?
So the first year, I tried to be almost all in with no staff, and I got slammed. And I remember that I was so slammed that I didn't take time to enjoy the day and speak with customers that came to support, and that's the main thing. And most importantly, creating the community, talking with chefs. The second year, I understood the game and bring an army, but especially it was on Sunday, so we closed, so it helpful. Having a full team working on that and be well prepared to send 1,000 cover in a minute, that was more fun, I would say, and get time to experiment and enjoy and create more of the community. And this year will be the fourth year, so I will be well prepared. The full team, it's on Sunday. I will send a dish that it just required to be cooked over there. Just a little salad. It's going to be I don't know if we want to talk about that. It's a surprise.
Okay, it's a surprise. We'll keep the surprise. No worries.
Okay.
So you've done it when it was downtown, and you've done it when it was at the Palms, correct?
Correct. The first time we did it was downtown behind Esther. It was amazing. I enjoyed it. Well, different timing, different venue, way bigger, things growing, more chefs involved, more customers. So it makes sense to use a big casino and the facility. But I enjoyed it when it was little and it was in downtown. I thought it was more crafty. But the Palms does an amazing job, well organized. Of course, Eric is doing a great job with chef. They build something solid, a legacy, I would say, for the off-strip community, and I'm part of it, so I'm pretty proud of that.
Chef Joe Valdez of Basilico.
Well, I always think that it's a great way to highlight the restaurants and the chefs that are off the strip, and get us to do something cool and unique. And it's always been a great event. I haven't done it in 3 years, but I'm excited to do it at the Palms this year for sure.
Do you have any idea what you're going to be making yet?
Maybe a little Korean-Italian fusion, maybe some pasta. We'll see. Okay, cool. Still working through it.
Same question for TSP Baking's Kari Garcia. Why do you do it?
OMG, just the community alone. It's so many people, so many faces. Everybody's happy to be there, and they're all eaters. And I love to feed people, and like to see them. Like you stay at your table, you get to meet and greet, and it's really fun to meet everybody and see them eating your stuff.
You are one of the people who brings dessert. And, you know, a lot of regular restaurants do desserts, but you specialize in dessert. So I got to think, like, at the end of the night, there's just, like, a huge crowd around your table.
There is. But I also have a lot of to-go sacks just in case, because people do get full. And this year I have a special to-go sack, so I'm doing a theme.
Are you doing something special for Unstripped?
I am. I'm doing a cookie and a mini cupcake. But the theme is the same, and you'll see, because it's actually exciting. You have tasted it nowhere else.
Okay, those guys did a nice job painting the big picture, but I'm also interested in what this year's festival is going to be like and what it's going to taste like. So let's start with Danny Cabrera of Gu Plus and Gu Plus Social. He's a first-timer this year.
I mean, to be honest, I'm excited to do it, you know, just to show what we're doing in our group and stick around with the culture that we put in, you know, the sandos. We want to see and tell to people that it's not just something viral. It's something that, you know, it can evolve into to be better. You know, we are the first ones to start doing Japanese sandos. We actually focus on Japanese sandos, but now is the moment for us to show the people and locals, especially to what we're doing here.
So the rule is usually you have to make something really special that's not on your normal menu. I love Gu Plus. You guys have some fantastic sandos, as you said, but it's a very limited menu. So what are you thinking of doing for this event?
Well, that's the reason why we have a Gu Plus social. So where we're doing a small Japanese tapas style, where I can, you know, doing a different type of menu there. And I think it's going to be exciting for me to do it because I can influence people that we not just sandos. We can do more in there.
Another first-timer is pastry chef Yuka Takamizawa of Monnier Cafe.
I have been pastry chef for years, but I'm mainly in Japanese style, so I haven't experimented like any other cultures yet. So I'm so excited to experience.
So you're going to make something that might be a little more Americanized dessert this time for this event?
Since there's a lot of people are American, maybe, so I'm gonna do Japanese style, but it's a little bit different than before. I'm gonna try something new.
Do Americans want more sugar in their desserts than Japanese?
Yes, I think so, but less sugar for me.
Yeah,
yes.
That's sugar for you. Cool. Tell people what they can get when they actually go to your cafe.
So our main, you know, the dessert is Monnier. It's a beignet with mochi inside. That's our signature dessert.
A mochi beignet.
Yes, and also we have a mango mochi or daifuku, strawberry mochi with the white bean paste inside. That's like a mochi. Desserts are very popular.
Chef Matt Meyer is returning for his second Unstripped.
This will be my second time.
Okay, cool. So what is it about this event that makes you want to come back?
I think it's just the community and being a part of it and being a part of the camaraderie of all the local talent here and helping excel the scene. So,
Chef, you are known as one of the more experimental chefs in Las Vegas. You're always, especially when it comes to dry aging fish, aging other things. Are we going to get some uniquely aged meats at this event?
It's very possible. Yeah, could be chicken fingers, who knows, I don't know.
So you're not giving any hints?
I'm going to keep it mysterious.
And Chef Dio Baum, currently running Astoria's Filipino pop-up at Durango's Social Club, wants to continue Astoria's mission of storytelling.
The biggest thing about Astoria is the storytelling and like the food behind it. We like to focus on Filipino history and pulling different recipes from our past and kind of changing it and turning it on, something a little more modern, a little more refined, and presenting it, that way. And the biggest thing is like, the problem with Filipino food right now is, if you ask me before Astoria, like, where do you want to go for like Filipino food? I tell everybody my mom's house. I'm not gonna leave my mom's house for Filipino food and stuff. So, the whole goal is to make Filipino food, like to make food that you can't get in your mom's house.
And to wrap things up, I spoke to two of the event's founders about how the festival got started. First up, Chef James Trees, who got the idea after being a little offended by a large national food festival on the Strip.
So then we got with Eric and we decided to do something in the back of Original Lester's, which is now Ada's. And the first one went off. We all did multiple dishes. I think we had 13 chefs and about 40 dishes or 50 dishes that were going on that day. And since then, we've added chefs and dialed back the number of things that we're doing. And now I feel like this is the premier food event in Las Vegas, which is pretty awesome to see like what Eric has done and taken this and grown it. And he's been really inclusive with so many great chefs that are up and coming, and this is a real opportunity for them, the same way it was for me and Brian when we had our opportunity. So we just hope that they, take advantage of it and they do something really cool so they can do something fun for the community and get their name out there. And, like I remember Calabash came in 2 years ago, and it was the first time anyone had ever heard of them. Mm-hmm. And she threw down an amazing dish, and people started going to the restaurant because of that. And I love that for her, and I love to see the growth in our community.
And we should add that she got a James Beard semifinalist this year. In 2 years ago, we didn't know who she was when we saw her at Unstripped.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, we're so lucky to have all these people in our community, and they're so talented. But without the platform, then how are people going to really know that? Because a lot of these restaurants are so small, they don't have social media teams, they don't have marketing, they don't have Eric. So this is their opportunity to get introduced to like what world-class marketing looks like and feels like. And I really think that, we're going to continue to grow this, beautiful thing that we've done and keep doing it as long as we can.
I ask you this question 100 different ways, 100 different times, but it has to be asked. You were so instrumental in changing the way people viewed off-strip dining, and several other people that are at this event were very instrumental in that. Did you ever think we'd get to a time, was this always in the back of your head that off-strip dining was going to explode in Las Vegas to this level?
No. Obviously not. I mean, I just came back to Vegas to open a little 68-seat restaurant, and I don't think there's any reason to think that this can't continue to grow, but I never saw it coming, and I just keep failing forward. So that's my goal. I'm the dumbest, luckiest person out of the group.
And finally, here's co-founder Eric Gladstone looking back.
This is year 7.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had to skip a couple of years. It started in 2018, but it's going strong and stronger than ever, really. And thanks to the support of the Palms and our executive producer, Heather Vincent, we just really have a great lineup this year, and we're really excited about what we're showing people.
This sort of started as a middle finger to the mainstream establishment, and honestly, I thought it was an April Fool's joke when you and Brian Howard first posted about this 8 years ago. Now it's become so mainstream and so much of a celebration. I don't know, maybe that's part of getting old. You start by giving the middle finger, and then next thing you know, you're the establishment that's getting the middle finger given to it. But how's it feel to have become such an integral part of the community?
Well, that's very rewarding, but I still don't think we're mainstream, and I still don't think that we are the establishment. We still have the same values, which are to promote local talent and their creativity and to push things forward and really to make sure that people are equally represented for their craft and just let people know that independent Vegas is really a strong scene and they need to recognize it. We are definitely getting more recognition now nationally than we were before, and that's great to see, but we're just going to keep on going.
And that should be about all you need to know about Vegas Unstripped. Coming up next, we have our happy hour report and the news. This is Food and Loathing.
Need a restaurant recommendation? Then you need Neon Feast, the most convenient, most comprehensive, and most trustworthy collection of Las Vegas restaurant recommendations on the internet. Veteran food journalist Al Mancini, whom you might remember from, listening to this podcast, asked the city's top chefs, restaurateurs, critics, journalists, and influencers for their favorite spots in more than 100 categories. Why take the advice of an anonymous online wannabe or a paid influencer? Neon Feast will tell you where people in the industry send their family and friends for a great date night, to watch a big game, or get a taste of old Vegas. Looking for a great steakhouse? You want a great burger? Maybe a little caviar? Need a place in Summerlin South, the Arts District, or Seven Hills? Las Vegas brings the neon. Local foodies provide the feast at neonfeast.com or the Neon Feast mobile app.
It's that time of the week when we talk happy hours. This is a town that is open 24/7, 365. And if you multiply 24 by 7 by 365, I don't know how many fucking hours we have in a year. But that being said, the happiest ones are the ones where you get a good deal on booze, where you get to sample some new food, you don't spend a lot of money. And the one expert in this town for that is Andrew Morgan of happyhourvegas.com. And as rough as it was getting him in here to record this week's version, he is here and we have a report. Andrew, how are you, man?
I'm just such a fucking popular guy, man. Sorry about that.
I know you got a lot going on in your life, man, but
so much to drink, so little time.
Right. Well, I'm glad we got you in here today. So, of course, happyhourvegas.com is Las Vegas's number one source of happy hour news. You got, what, 500 and some fucking happy hours over there?
Yeah, I mean, it ebbs and flows, right? But somewhere around 480 something as of count. There's a few closings last week, so.
Yeah, I know. That was a bummer. We talked about that, and then we're about to talk about that in the news.
There you go.
We are in a time frame here. We're in the quantum realm with how we're dealing with time right now.
Exactly. Agreed.
Andrew, what do you have to tell us this week?
So, all of this openings and closings and stuff like that, something that kind of jogged my memory was like, we've got some really good go-to, some mainstays have been around for a little while. I call them the hidden gems. And I get a lot of people saying, what are those hidden gems? The people that nobody knows really about, that aren't as popular as the guys on the strip and stuff like that. What are those?
Places that don't take out giant billboards at the airport and that kind of shit? Yeah.
It's more neighborhoody, but, I guess more locals know about this stuff. But, as soon as we mention anything, then it becomes a little bit more mainstream. But yeah, there's a fucking ton of them. And in fact, I created a whole category, hidden gems, on Happy Hour Vegas. So.
Okay. Well, I don't know what you're talking about when you say hidden. So you're going to have to give me some examples.
So, here's a good, bad example, but hidden gem, one of them was Main Street Provisions. That was always a local, really good, awesome place. And it still is an awesome place. I love it. But hey, Chef Ellie, congratulations. Yeah. You're on, Hell's Kitchen. You're on James Beard Award nominee, et cetera. So it's not so much a hidden gem, but it's still really freaking shiny and good. So
it is not hidden. It is always, we've talked about that happy hour on this report a few times.
Oh, yeah.
We both love that happy hour over at Main Street Provisions.
Oh, yeah. $8 filet mignon tartare, $7 wines. That's just inaccessible. That's so freaking good. So.
Yeah.
Another one that I really like, Via Brazil. Have you ever been there in Summerlin?
I have been to Via Brazil. I'm not much of a churrascaria rodizio kind of guy, which, of course, Brazilian steakhouse is what makes it a churrascaria. Rodizio is when they walk around on the skewers and they serve it to you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they have the all-you-can-eat churrascaria thing going on. 19 different types of meat, apparently. But some of the locals know this is why it's a hidden gem, is that you go there for a happy hour, and it's every day, 5 to 8 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday, 5 to 10 p.m. on weekdays. So it goes pretty good. It's a bit crazy. I call it Brazilian soap opera kind of crazy, because it's like just lots of color, lots of stuff going on in there like that. But check this one out. $8 for balsamic beet salad, $7 for a Malbec, and you got to try the $5 Angus beef sliders. They have filet mignon sliders too, pretty good. But look, you get that Brazilian happy hour trifecta for $20. You're going to be really happy. It's a good kitchen there. So
okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Where else are you thinking that is hidden that we don't talk about enough? It's a secret. Yeah. What do you got?
Don't share this with anyone. There's a bunch of them. I got a whole category of this one, the Parlor downtown on Carson Street. You can't go wrong with that one. Palette, Rudy, our buddy over there, also Arts District. But the one that I was just at just a couple days ago with Chef Dan Brandy. It's a hidden happy hour gem because they're just launching a new one, a new kind of pairing of it. It's called Dolci e Bevande, and that's at D'Agostino's Trattoria.
We love D'Agostino's.
Love it.
I mean, first of all, they got a caricature of me on their wall, so that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
But no, we love them. D'Agostino's, they just got added to Neon Feast recently as one of the better Italian restaurants in town. It's one that has been on my personal list for a long time, but one of the things about Neon Feast is it's not an all Al Mancini, selection, right? So I waited until they did their grand reopening. They closed down. They doubled the size, probably more than that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when they opened after that, a lot of people started saying, "Oh, yeah," they're mentioning them on my surveys, right? I know Kitty Heck from the old Chinglish place and Hot Nudes. She's a big fan.
Yeah, exactly.
So we love D'Agostino's Trattoria.
Yeah.
And so I did not know that they had a happy hour. They've got that whole new bar section over there.
That's exactly it. They've, renovated the whole place, including a bigger bar, and the whole place is just super comfortable. Really, great place to be. The regular happy hour is Tuesday to Sunday, 3 to 6 p.m. It's a super gem. Like, I love there. Get the Italian nachos.
Italian nachos.
It's
okay.
really freaking good. But they've also upped their game. I mean, they got this great mixologist, Matt. He's a character, but he knows what he's talking about when he's mixing drinks. And they've got great prices, great food, great drinks. But they've launched this new Dolce Bevande, and that's a strawberry gin fizz with this massive portion of fresh made limoncello. Emma, who's the in-house pastry chef, she makes that one. Limoncello tiramisu, sorry. And it is fucking amazing. It's great. Just do that.
Okay. How much you need to spend if you're in there?
Yeah, you're going to drop about $20 for happy hour, and you're going to be eating really, really well.
You're going to be eating, you're going to be drinking.
Oh my God. And they treat you like family, extended family, as they say. It's just like, you're going to love it. And say hi to Chef Jan, say hi to Brandy, say hi to Donnie, Matt, Emma, the whole team over there. It's like literally you're going to walk in. It's like family. It's great.
And make sure you see my picture on the wall.
Yes.
The wall of fame over there.
Not the wall of shame. That's where I'm at.
I'm usually on a wall of shame. Okay, well, there you go. happyhourvegas.com is where you can find all of Andrew's listings. And man, he has a lot of them. He's here every single week. He doesn't always get here on time, but he always gets here. And that's the important thing. So thanks so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
And yeah, we did have a happy hour report. It was a pre-recorded happy hour report because we did not hear Andrew ring the doorbell. We did not hear my dog go crazy. But we've got him. We've got that report. Thank you so much for doing it, Andrew. And now we are moving on into the news. And we were just talking booze with Andrew, so let's talk about booze news with Bob, beer and beverage news. This is what Bob Barnes has been doing longer than anybody else in the state of Nevada. He has been writing beer reports for everybody. He is the king of the Nevada craft beer scene, and he knows a hell of a lot about other intoxicating beverages. So, Bob, man, anytime I get you on this podcast, I want to know what's going on new in the world of beer and maybe also in other beverages.
Well, it's this time of year. It's like beer fest season, so there's all kinds of beer fests going on in the next month or so. But I'm going to talk about them in order of when they're happening.
Okay.
So first of all, one of my favorite places in the world, 595. They're always doing something special, and there's this beer called Pliny the Younger. It's kind of a cult following that people love this beer and it goes fast. So they're putting on a keg of that next week. So that's worth stopping in for.
What's the date on that?
Just next week sometime. They'll have it on next week.
Okay.
So anytime during the week, pop in there. One I always love to promote is the Brews Best Craft Beer Festival on March 21st at the Lawn at downtown Summerlin. They're going to have about 80 different beers. Not a huge fest, but it's for a very good cause.
80 is a good number of beers. How many do you need to drink in one day, Bob?
Well, it doesn't mean you're going to drink every one of them. You're just going to have the selection. Now, if you want to drink a shitload of beers, you're going to go a week later to the Great Vegas Festival of Beer. This is the largest beer fest in Las Vegas, possibly in the state. They're going to have 300 different beers from more than 60 breweries, a lot of locals. This is their 14th year doing it. They used to have it at the downtown event center, but now that's closed, so they're moving it to where they used to have it, the block at 6th and Carson in downtown Las Vegas. I'm
trying to picture 6th and Carson. So it's an outdoor thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And Carson is one block to the south of Fremont.
Right.
Basically Fremont.
Okay, I'm picturing the lot. Okay, I know where we're talking about now. Cool.
And the VIP area is going to have some people that we were just talking about. Alex Resnick is going to be doing food for the VIP, as well as John Smullen from Crab Corner Maryland Seafood House, Stephen Hopcraft from SDK, Lily Barajas, I don't think I said her name right, from Tacotarian, and Heather Carban from Sin City Wise Guys. So if you can snag a VIP ticket, it's worth just for the food.
Cool. Hey, do you know that guy from Crab Corner?
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should tell him. Yeah, put us in touch. I'd like to talk to him. I'd like to have him on the podcast sometime, man.
In fact, he puts on Beer Fest himself over at the Crab Corner every couple months or so. He's got one coming up in I think it's April or May.
I would love to have him come on and talk about blue crabs, man, because when you grow up on the East Coast, blue crabs are the crabs. No other crab matters. And out here, people don't really tend to be as in love with it, but he respects the mighty blue crab.
Well, John told me he'll be doing crab cakes at the VIP.
Nice.
So he thinks they'll go quickly. So next up in April 25th, Big Dogs Peace, Love, and Happiness Festival. And they'll have about 50 beers, quite a few local beers there. So that's an outdoor event also. Like I said, it's Beer Fest season because the weather's nice.
Yeah.
So that's a cool thing. They have it out in their parking lot.
But March is when everybody thinks the weather's nice here in Vegas. Because I feel like March, we never know what we're going to get. I feel like we get this nice burst of summer every February. And then sometime in the middle of March, we go, oh, fuck, it wasn't over. Winter's still here.
Well, it seemed like the end of February was spring this year, but
yeah.
But anyway, that's in April.
Oh, that one's in April? Okay.
25th.
Okay.
And then an event I haven't been to in a while, but I'm going to this year is the Lee's Beer and Tequila Experience, May 2nd at the Lee's Family Farm. They're going to have more than 500 beers, tequilas, and spirits from top brands. So if you really want to get wasted, that's the one to go to.
That does sound like a good one. Yeah, man. And all of these, are they like limited number of I know not everyone's the same, but for I remember the first time I went to a beer festival. I mean, I'm talking about 1990s. It was under the Brooklyn Bridge, and I'd never been to a beer festival before. I was pretty young, and my friends and I were like, oh my God, we could drink all the beer we fucking want. Like, this is amazing. And they had tickets at that one, right? Like, so you weren't supposed to be able to get too fucked up. Like, you get your 10 tickets or whatever, and you get your samples. But then I've been to other ones where, it's really unlimited. And then I've been to some where you have to pay. So how do these generally work?
Well, most of them are unlimited. So I've learned over the years to be selective. And not just taste everything I see.
Otherwise, you only remember the the first couple, right?
I don't drink as much as I did when I was younger at these beer fests. But the only one where it's not unlimited is the Big Dogs one.
Okay.
And that one you kind of buy so many tickets and use them as you go. And but anyway, there's one more thing I'd like to mention that's not an event.
Sure.
And Abel Baker, which I didn't realize they're our top beer producing brewery in Southern Nevada. But they opened in the Arts District in 2019, and they're opening a new tap room. That people have been clamoring for this for a long time, so it's opening soon. It's a tap room and a restaurant out in the Northwest. It's called the Bomb Shelter, which is a cool name because of Abel Baker being named after the
atomic bombs. Yeah.
And it's going to be at 6371 Centennial Center, where Montana Meat Company used to be.
Oh,
and they're hiring people for positions right now, so I think it's coming soon. They're going to have 24 taps, all of their beers, full bar, 17 TVs, and a full kitchen doing pizza. So that's a big departure from what they're doing in the Arts District.
That's pretty awesome. Oh, look, my phone's ringing. I didn't say I wanted to talk to you people. Go away. It's not like I'm a professional or anything, and I remember to mute my phone. Dude, you know who I just saw? Speaking of Abel Baker, I saw James Manos, right? Am I getting the name right? And he was one of the founders of Abel Baker, right?
Yes.
So I bumped into
great guy, good friend.
Yeah, really nice guy. I bumped into him in the Arts District the other day. I think I was over there. Whatever, who cares? Well, I was there, but I was over there in the Arts District. I bumped into him, and he was telling me he's taking over the old Nightmare toy space.
He briefly mentioned that to me, that he's doing.
Yeah, he's doing something in
It's gonna
there.
be a restaurant bar.
And then there's going to be a speakeasy that takes the back area. Basically, when Nightmare Kitchen was in there, and then that, of course, became Mibari or whatever the Mexican place is, they only took half the space. So there's a huge space behind that. So they're going to have like a speakeasy there. So he's taking 1.5 spaces that are where Nightmare Toys is. So I don't know any of the details. He gave me a little tour of the space, under construction, of course. But James Manos is a serious motherfucker. When he does stuff in this town, it's always good. He's doing he's got that sushi place over at Venetian Palazzo.
Well, Nomakai, he doesn't actually own that. He just helped get them going, and he does shifts there every so often. He's a great barman, and we should point out he's no longer part of Abel Baker.
Right.
But he's doing other things now. He has that syrup company, and he has I think he has Disney Cruise Line, so that's keeping him busy.
Yeah, no shit, man.
He'll make a syrup for whatever you want to be able to put in a cocktail.
What do you think the chances are I could get a job just being like the in-house podcaster for Disney Cruise Line? That'd be kind of fun. I'd have to say fuck a lot less, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I would think so.
I'd like to hear Mickey say fuck. Okay, well, cool, man. That was a nice little segue. Anything else on the booze front before I get to the rest of the news?
Probably the biggest whiskey tasting in the world is coming. Sometime in April. I don't know the.
Well, you have my attention.
You've been to it before. It's the
Nth.
Yes.
Is it that time of year again?
Yeah, it's coming up. April something. I have it on my phone if you want the exact date.
Cool. No, we'll have them on to talk
but
about it.
But that's always
beforehand.
at the Win Encore.
And that's one of those deals where like the basic one is amazing, and that's usually $500 or $600 or something.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
and then you can go all the way up to like $2,000 events, $3,000 events, real rarities,
whiskey dinners, all kinds of stuff. But people come from all over the world to attend that.
Yeah, it's one of those Win things, Win does stuff that I feel like all the casinos do this. Bellagio does it. Win does it. I'm sure Venetian Palazzo. But there's some events that are really, really just cooked up so casinos have a reason to fly their high rollers in to do something crazy. And the price tags tend to be super high if you're not a casino high roller, but they're always well worth it because those are the customers that they ain't losing,
Well, this ultimate whiskey experience is also called, but they have the top whiskeys. I remember going and having some cognac that was made when Abraham Lincoln was president. So there's some crazy stuff that you can experience there.
Yeah, that is a lot of fun. So cool. Well, there you go. There is our food news. So thank you very much. Before I get to my news, Gemini recorded this little spot to remind everyone about an event that she and I will be hosting together.
The Chefs for Kids dinner and auction held this year Saturday, March 28th at the Luxor in the Egyptian Ballroom. Tickets are $275 per person. You can get a table of 10 for $27.50. And there are other packages, sponsorships, ad programs, things like that as well. There is a reception around 5:30, dinner around 7. We get 3 or 4 courses. You get entertainment. There are specialized drinks. The theme this year, really fitting for having it at the Luxor, is Raiders of the Lost Spork. You are encouraged to dress up if you feel like it and join us in the festivities. For more information on the organization and the dinner, please go to chefsforkids.org and keep listening with us and watching foodandloathing.vegas. We will be sharing more information as we get closer to the event.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. The theme being Raiders of the Lost Ark this year. So I don't think instead of me doing my hair like Wizard of Ozzy last year in green, I think I'm gonna have to go Indiana Jones. So I got to look for a fedora and a bullwhip.
What event are you talking about?
This Chefs for Kids. Gemini was just talking about
the menus.
No, we it's a theme, right? So we do the gala, and we all there's a theme, and they ask people to dress up for the theme. And last year I didn't pay close attention to the theme, and I was told shortly beforehand. I was like, so what are you going to dress as? And I'm like, what? I usually just wear like a suit. I've got a couple suits. I'll wear one of those. And they're like, no, it's Wicked themed. It's Wizard of Oz Wicked themed. So I actually went out and I rented a emerald green velvet tuxedo. And I dyed my hair emerald green, and that was my nod to Wicked. But this year, I definitely, because you can never have too many bullwhips anyway. So I think I'm going to go out to a good whip store and buy myself a good whip for this one.
And you said it's Indiana Jones?
It's Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, okay, so thank you about that. Thank you for sharing that, Gemini. More news. Our friends at Slice Out Hunger reached out to me to let me know they'll once again host their Las Vegas Pizza Tailgate on Monday, March 23rd. That's the day before the International Pizza Festival gets underway at the Convention Center. So this is always, everybody comes in town. They're going to be at the festival. All the pizza makers from around the world. They love each other. Big communal family. But if you're not in the industry, you can't go to the expo. You can't go to the convention center. So they do this thing right beforehand to raise money for Slice Out Hunger. It's right in front of Pizza Rock. Super cool event on 3rd Street, basically downtown Las Vegas. 2 sessions. One is from 4 to 5:15. The other's from 5:30 to 6:45. So these events last about an hour and 15 minutes. Tickets are $45 in advance and $50 at the gate. You can purchase them at sliceouthunger.org. Yukon Pizza is going to be one of the many local pizzerias represented, and I spoke with founder Danny White about this event.
The reason the tailgate happens when it does is it's during the International Pizza Expo week, which brings tens of thousands of people from all over the world, all the pizza nerds together, and it's really our opportunity to, hang out with these pizza makers from all over and share ideas and make pizza together. It's what we love to do, and we are a very strong community. So these events are super fun. The Slice Out Hunger organization specifically, they are a group of not necessarily always pizza makers, but businesses, people in the industry that are helping to fight food insecurity in our own neighborhoods. So Slice Out Hunger has been around for a long time. We've been partners with them in some of their events like Pizza Across America or raising money for the victims of LA wildfires, Maui wildfires, that kind of thing. So this event specifically is our chance for all of the Slice Out Hunger partners to get together and do some more good for the community. 100% of the ticket proceeds for the event will be used to buy pizza for hunger relief organizations, shelters, soup kitchens, stuff like that. And we're also going to be honoring Women's History Month this year, honoring different women who made pizza history. So a lot going on, but at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of nerds making pizza.
Okay, yeah, 2 topics I want to go off on from there. Number one, let's talk about women in pizza really briefly, because I know that that's a movement that you've been involved with since I had first heard of it. So could you tell people what that's all about and how it seems to really be growing and taking off?
Absolutely. So the Women in Pizza is an organization that was started just by a few women in the industry, just to kind of start getting some more recognition. Obviously, the food business in general, and especially the pizza industry, historically has been very male-dominated. Which is fine, but women pizza just wanted to show everyone that we're here and really help us foster connection with other women in the business and help support each other and promote each other. It's education, it's mentorship, it's camaraderie, it's awesome.
Okay, I'm going back to high school Italian because I'm getting ready to go to Italy this summer. Pizzaiolo is a masculine noun, correct? So when I speak about women in pizza, should I say pizzaiola?
That's what we prefer, yep, okay. Absolutely.
Cool. Well, there we go. I got my grammar lesson as well. The one thing I think that's really important to talk about this pizza tailgate event is there's an entire week of fun that goes on with the Pizza Expo being in town. And I know I walk around and you guys just all seem to be catching up with your old friends. And it's really a lot of camaraderie that the average member of the public doesn't get to see. But this tailgate is open to the public. And that's a chance, I think, for the general person who, first of all, never is going to probably have this many types of pizza in one day, but is also never really going to see that national camaraderie.
Absolutely, and it was something that I'm so thankful to be a part of now. And the first time we did this event a few years ago, I was like, wow, this is pretty wild. And we've become friends with all these people. Like I said, they're all over the world. And part of the reason why I love this year's tailgate specifically is that this is going to be collaborative. So each booth is going to have two different pizza makers or two different pizza businesses, and they've collaborated together to create a pizza. So we are with our friends at the Pizza Box out of Washington State. So we're going to be working with them, and it's just the best. It's making pizza with your friends, like nothing better.
Sadly, Bob, man, we've got some closings to announce this week. Ciao
like a
Vino.
bunch all at once.
I know, man. It's bad. Ciao Vino, Gastropub Nice, and LPM in the Cosmopolitan, which was a kind of Mediterranean French meets Italian restaurant. I liked all of those places. Actually, no, I was never into Gastropub Nice. I've heard great things about it, but I was never in there. I liked Ciao Vino quite a bit. I liked LPM quite a bit, man. But, this is Vegas. Change happens, I suppose.
Funny thing, I just contacted our friend Jennifer Bennett. Wait, her name is different now.
Yes.
But anyway, she
no, it's Bennett now. It used to be Bradley.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Okay, but Ciao Vino was one of her accounts, and I contacted her to set up a media visit, and then she went back, said they were closing the end of this month. So.
Yeah, that is a drag, man. Boca Park is rough. Boca Park's a rough space, and it's getting rougher out there. It's getting rough for everybody. So, look, best to all of you who worked at those places. I hope you find a great new job very, very soon. Station Casinos is celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Red Rock Resort. God, I'm getting old. I can remember opening night at the Red Rock. 20th anniversary of the Red Rock Resort with an event called Taste of Stations, and it's on the Red Rock Pool Deck April 18th. And I spoke to Red Rock's Joe Yalda about it.
So Taste of Station is our first big culinary experience where we want to essentially show the bandwidth and the variety of restaurants we have to offer within our whole portfolio. We wanted to create a very lively, open-air culinary experience where you can come out there and try a little bit of everything, still have a great social aspect to it, and then interact with all the live entertainment and everything that we have programmed for that event.
Is this going to be poolside?
It is going to be poolside. It's located in our beautiful backyard of Red Rock, and who's ever not been there, I highly suggest coming out and checking it out. It's going to be an absolute scene out there.
I feel like there was a time maybe 10, 12, 15 years ago where those dine-arounds at the pool were really, really hot. Everybody looked forward to them. Then when we kind of blew out on them, everybody was having them, and they sort of went away for a little while. Is that the spirit you're really trying to recapture, that dine-around entertainment, evening out, a little nibble here, a little nibble there?
Part of it, yeah, for sure. I agree with you. I've been in the town as long, and I noticed that those events started to get a little long and kind of were the same event over and over. This is kind of our take on an experience where if someone wants to come out and try predominantly most of our restaurants in one night in one area, this would be the time to do it. It's more than just eating around. I think the social aspect of being with people that are like-minded when it comes to food is always a fun time. Put them all in a great venue, put a little entertainment to it, celebrate our 20th year. We saw it as the best opportunity to take advantage of.
So the event is at Red Rock, but I have already had chefs from other properties tell me that they were going to participate. So where are you getting these chefs, and how many restaurants are going to be represented?
The total number of restaurants is over 20, and I'll confirm that exact number, but it's everyone on our portfolio. All our local favorites like T-Bones, Nico's, and Hank's. You'll get our steakhouse experience. Then you'll get Blue Ribbon Sushi and Oyster Bar at the same time, some of the favorites. And then we want to bring some of our newest quick serve outlets. Irv's Burgers is going to have a place out there, and then With Love Always, our newest tenant coming in April, will have a space out there for everyone to try. We just, like I said, the whole purpose of this was we wanted to show, the variety and the bandwidth of what we're capable of on the culinary side.
I want to do an Irv's Burger back to back with a With Love Always, man. I've got to say, I've recently been converted to eating Irv's from time to time, but I am a With Love Always guy, man.
Yeah, smash burgers.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with the smash burgers. We absolutely love it. You know who else has a really great burger is Blue Ribbon. A lot of people don't realize it, but Blue Ribbon has a phenomenal smash burger too to try.
So what are the prices for this event, and where can people get tickets?
So you can purchase tickets at redrockresort.com. General admission is $100, and that includes unlimited food and beverage out there. There's an elevated $175 VIP experience, and you get a slightly different offering within the VIP signature area. You get access to the signature area, and then for our Rouge after party, you get first access to that.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for your time, man. I really appreciate it. Sounds like a great event.
Al, thank you so much. And we can't thank you for your support always with our properties, literally since I can remember. And it means a lot, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you so much.
That same day, we're talking April 18th, the Downtown Grand will host its first Master Barbecue Showdown. I was going to tell you how to register to compete. This is a sanctioned barbecue competition, but the spaces to register to compete have all been filled up. So now we're just talking about those of you who want to watch, who want to celebrate, who want to party, who want to eat barbecue, whatever. I went downtown to speak with Downtown Grand's executive chef, Nicholas Beasley, who, great guy. He actually had to go and train how to be a barbecue organizer with the Kansas City barbecue people. So anyway, he told me all about the event.
It is a 34 competition. It is sanctioned under the Kansas City Barbecue Society. We have support from the Nevada Barbecue Society along with the Southern California Barbecue Society. The competition will take place on 3rd Street, April 18th. It'll begin at 6 a.m. It could conclude at 2:45 p.m. There'll be a 4-meat competition: brisket, pork butts, pork ribs, and chicken, along with 2 additional competitions: best mac and cheese, as well as best dessert. All the contestant registration spots had filled up within 2 days of opening registration.
Wow. Well, congratulations on that. That's fantastic. Are you able to tell me whether they are primarily locals or whether they're people from around the country?
Yes, 14 of the contestants are from Nevada. The other portion of the contests are from Florida, Arizona, Utah, California, and Seattle.
Okay, so if you're a pit master, your time has come. You missed your chance to register. What if you're just a barbecue fan and we want to come down here that day and get in on the action? Is there a price of admission? How's it work?
So it is open. All the contestants will be competing. It is pretty serious. There won't be sampling per se from the contestants, but we will be selling barbecue brisket sandwiches out on the Triple George patio, paired with Pendleton whiskey. One of our competitors, he's a Nevada local, will be smoking all the brisket for us for this tasting per se. Along with that, we'll be having an event, award ceremony and event at the pool deck during the evening time for the contestants.
So we can just come on down, watch people compete, no price of admission, and then of course purchase barbecue from your patio. Is that how it works?
Correct.
Okay, awesome. And remind me one more time, what's the day and what are the times?
The event is April 18th. The contestants will start cooking at 6 a.m. And then they'll start turning their meat in at 12. After that, every half hour till 2:45. And then the ceremony will be held up at the pool at 5 p.m.
Any rules on what style of barbecue, or are we going to have it from all over? Are we going to have a little Texas, a little Carolina, a little bit, or because this is Kansas City, does it all have to be Kansas City style?
No, this is up to the contestant. There are several judging factors that take place, from the look of the meat, the barbecue, the smoke, the char, the garnish within the box. It is full-fledged on competition.
So, Bob, man, you and I both, we love Gaetano's, right?
Do.
You're a Gaetano's fan. They always have these cool dinners, and you should get on their mailing list. You should also look at Food and Loathing Vegas's event calendar. We try to put them on as often
I
as
am
we
very
can.
impressed with that event calendar. I looked at March. Every single day of March has something listed.
Something cool to do, right, man?
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah. I mean, and well, we steal a lot of that from you because we get a lot of that shit from you. But
steal away.
It's awesome. But anyway, Gaetano's always does cool dinners. But on Saturday, March 14th, this one, I feel like they've outdone themselves. Maybe it's just me, but the concept, the pricing, everything, it's an anchovy dinner. They're teaming up with Savello USA, which is an importer. We're talking about 5 courses, anchovies in all of them. The price is a mere $80 all inclusive, which includes 2 glasses of wine and a cocktail. That's pretty fucking good, right?
Very good, and that's an awesome place. I'm gonna have all the details in my column next week.
Awesome. Hadari's Mediterranean now open at the Gramercy. What else? No, I already played Gemini's story. I don't have to talk about that one. I guess that's about it for this week. If you want more news, go to foodandloathing.vegas, where you'll find lots of cool stories. Bob Barnes' weekly dining and entertainment report goes up there every Tuesday. Bob, what's up in the current report?
This current report, I always do a pick of the week, almost always. And my pick of the week is Rustic House, which I was talking about earlier. I have a bunch of events going on. Valpiciola Toscana Wine Dinner at Ferraro's on March 7th. The launch of Nico's Patio Series on March 12th. Gorilla Pizza's grand opening party on March 13th. Harlow's Steakhouse is doing a special brunch on March 14th. Skyline Sips wine tasting at Legacy Club on March 14th. St. Patrick's Day specials at PT's Tavern. Cantina Contramar coming to Fontainebleau. Cabo Wabo Cantina New Daily Brunch. Brio Limited Time Seafood Specials menu, and Opportunity Village Spring Fest at Magical Forest.
Seriously, you get all of that from Bob every week just by tuning in, just by going over to foodandloathing.vegas. So it's one of the best parts about foodandloathing.vegas, to be completely honest with you. So go over there. What else do we have? We have our calendar of special events we told you about on the website. Some other cool things coming up that Bob may not have mentioned. Robert Simonson at the Vault on today, Friday. A wine dinner at Ferraro's. That's sold out, though. That's the 7th. Lily the Bar and Lily in the bar at Lily at Durango, in Limbo at Petite Bohème, a chef's pasta tasting at Al Solito Posto, the launch of the new patio series at Nico and the Durango Resort, which Bob just mentioned. So you get all that over in our calendar. If you need even more, you can read me at LasVegasAdvisor.com. You can listen to me at Highway Drive Radio, all the stations, Highway Country, Highway Vibe, KNAC FM, Highway Rock. And then you can see me with Andrew from time to time on the CW Las Vegas and News 3 Las Vegas. How about you, Bob? Any other places we can read your stuff right now?
How much time do you have?
We got a few minutes.
Well, the bulk of my work is on my weekly Las Vegas dining and entertainment news column in foodandloathing.vegas. I also do... I'm pretty sure is the only beer column in Southern Nevada, the Las Vegas Brewing News. And that now has a new home. It's on A.D. Cook, but also now San Diego Beer News puts it up as well. So people from San Diego are reading about Las Vegas beer. And in that column, I always have a brewer spotlight where I write about one of the head brewers locally, and also have a local brewery champion of the month, which this March issue was Rustic House, and also have all the events that I mentioned earlier will be in there too. I also write a monthly dining column for Vegas Voice. Every 2 weeks or so, I do items for the Gallo Las Vegas Restaurant News. I do quarterly articles for IS Luxury Magazine, and I'm just starting to do writing for Beer Connoisseur Magazine and porchdrinking.com, all beer and spirits related things. But the best thing to do is follow me on Facebook, and all I use Facebook for is to mention when I have something come out.
Awesome. God, you're busier than me, man. You got so much going on. Of course, you can read Andrew Morgan's work over at happyhourvegas.com. It is a great place to find happy hour recommendations. So thank you, Bob, for being here, man. I really appreciate it.
Always my pleasure.
Thank you to all of our guests, John Church, Sean O'Hara, Dylan Jacobs, Yuri Sazarski. I get your name wrong, Zuri, every time, even though you told me how to pronounce it in both Polish and in French. Thanks to Joe Valdez, Carrie Garcia. Is it Kari or Carrie Garcia?
I don't
Either way, she's awesome. James Trees, Eric Gladstone, Danny White, Joe Yalda. I think that's everybody we spoke to this week. I'm Al Mancini with Bob Barnes and, of course, Andrew Morgan. On behalf of Gemini Stevens and Rich Johnson, here to remind you that you never know where the next delicious bite of food will be found, which is why you must always stay hungry.